Hello. Good morning, everybody. I'm Christine Golby. I'm one of the senior product managers here on After Effects. I actually joined Adobe a little over a year ago. I worked in the VFX field as a compositor for a really long time. And today, I get the fun job of telling you all what's new and what's coming next. The biggest thing that always came up for a long time was performance, speed, stability. The product needs to run faster. So we spent a number of years, and in October of last year, we actually released multi-frame rendering. Multi-frame rendering makes use of all of your CPU cores, all your GPU, basically all the power that you throw at it from your system, After Effects will now utilize. So that'll give you faster launches and previews and rendering and just usage in general. Not to mention it came with a number of cool new features. Composition Profiler is actually one of my favorites. Inside of the timeline, there's now a graph, if you want to turn it on, that will show you how long does every layer, how long does every effect take to render. So if you're finding something's kind of working too slowly while you're trying to be creative, you might realize, oh, that effect actually is taking me a while. Maybe I need to turn it off while I'm working. Or maybe I want to change it to a different effect so it renders faster. And then in April, we brought out native M1 support for any of you on an M1 machine. So you don't have to use it through Rosetta, which actually added even more of a performance boost for those systems. And when we're talking performance boost, just with multi-frame rendering, on average, people are seeing about 4 times faster rendering. So it's a big one, and it's definitely one that's worth jumping up to. We also heard from many people that collaboration is a really big need. So Frame.io is now part of our Adobe family. What it also meant, though, for us is within Premiere and within After Effects, we have a native panel for review and approval. So you could have your editor over on Premiere deciding on a shot, okay, this one, like in this example, I think he's saying that her face needs to be a little brighter or darker, and puts a notification, and then that comes over onto my After Effects machine, and I can click the note, and it'll take me right to the frame that I need to look at, and we can exchange that shot back and forth in real time, which is pretty fantastic. So in Premiere, scene edit detection came out a little while ago. We were able to port this into After Effects a few months ago. This is powered by Adobe Sensei. That's our AI tool. So it can actually take a clip that's an edited piece, and with one click of a button, figure out where all the scenes are and either mark those with markers or break them into layers or pre-comps for you, however you choose to do it. And it's super fast. That's actually very nifty. We also have been working a lot on making your workflow better within the 3D design space. So we introduced a new gizmo so that you can change your translations and scaling and rotation all within the one control. But also we gave you a draft preview that lets you manipulate the layers around faster while you have it turned on, and also gives you this ground plane to kind of give you a basis of where your pieces are. And then this new 3D extended viewer just came out where you can now see what happens beyond the edges of your comp. Keyframe color labels now lets you assign colors to your keyframes, which makes your animations much easier to parse. If you've got hundreds and hundreds of keyframes out there, you can now assign colors that are meaningful to you, edit those colors to be what you want. Then you can also select those keyframes by the colors. So you can actually select the whole group either by right-clicking in there and selecting it, or also via scripting. So it can be a very powerful tool for organizing your shots. And then we also finally added right-to-left support, working on all of our text animations. So if you've used any of our text animations, that was a difficult way to work if you had to do right-to-left. Not anymore. Works beautifully and seamlessly. Selectable track matte layers. Since most of you are already After Effects users, you may know that this has always been a very After Effects specific path where you had to have a layer above what you were matting, and then if you were going to use that same one, you had to copy it for every time. No more. You now can choose any layer from anywhere else in your composition, and you can use it as many times as you need to. So if you end up needing that same matte for 40 times, you've just made it to one layer instead of 40 layers. So similarly to what you might see in Photoshop or Illustrator, we've been adding this properties panel into the beta, where when you choose something in your comp preview, it's going to contextually give you the properties that you need over there. We added it first for shapes and translations, and we've got a couple things coming in a couple weeks. H.264 export in the render queue. This has been a little bit of a bug for a while. That we had to get rid of it a while ago. You had to go to Media Exporter to have this happen. No more. You can actually do it straight from your render queue. We also wanted to start updating our presets. Our presets were made about 17 years ago. They're old. They're usually based around a SD size. They're not very relevant. So we commissioned some pretty senior After Effects users out there to start making us some new presets that would actually be good for what you need to do on a day-to-day basis. If you have any questions, you can come find me. I'll go stand on the side. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time.